tomato report. We have a bunch of these little gold tomatoes. I'm not going to eat them all. So, I want to show you guys some tricks and tips I'm doing to preserve the abundance. So all the tomatoes are coming in and they're looking great. You just ate as many as you could, and now what? So we take out my little plastic lid and a paper towel, and I'm just gonna take as many seeds as I can for next year. So I just kind of scoop them out with a knife and put them on a paper towel and let them dry. And then I will grow more tomatoes next year. And this is really great if you have tomatoes that you really like. Just save the seeds and grow them next year. And we really like these. They're like a golden little cherry tomato. They came in super early, and as you can see, they're abundant. Love this variety. So definitely do not want to buy seeds next year, but I want more because more is more. And look at how many seeds I'm getting here. So it makes sense. If you like it, save the seed. And then I'm just going to dry this, even though it doesn't have seeds, because waste not, want not. And we're going to save every little bit, because I love these tomatoes. So this is how I do it. Just place them on like that to your drying rack. Okay, so then once you've gotten all your seeds and you still have a ton of tomatoes, I'll just cut them in half like this, the seeds intact, and I'll just dry them like this. And when I woke up today, I'm like, man, it really smells like tomatoes in here. So they get really fragrant, and you can see all the seeds I harvested in the back. And oh my gosh, we got more tomatoes. More of our tomatoes coming in. What is your tomato report? How are your tomatoes doing? Are they turning? Is it tomato time? So this is my second method, is pickling, and it's really, really easy. This is my first year pickling. So you take a jar, and check out how easy this is. There's another tomato. There's the tomato. I take off the top, and I just put it in the vinegar and water. You can do vinegar, sugar, water. You can do herbs and spices. I'm just doing vinegar and water, and then those are some basil leaves. And I put in way too much vinegar. Again, I'm a newbie, so I recommend putting in all your tomatoes first and then putting the vinegar, because it's all vinegar, which is good. None of them are going to like rot. They're all going to get pickled. Oops, one went in with a little bit of green, and this is some other cucumbers that I'm pickling. That's 100% white vinegar. And this is a really easy method. Here's all, and look at, the ratio is really wrong here, but, let me show you again. Okay, so there's squash. Everybody has squash. Everyone's giving us squash. We're not going to eat all this squash, but I don't, again, waste not, want not. So I got a jar, recycled, the Kirkland tomato sauce jar. We cleaned it out. And this is a squash somebody gave us. I do not want it just to rot, but we're like so sick of squash. I hope you guys can relate. So I'm going to preserve it. I'm just going to cut it up like this. And you can cut it up however you want in long slices. I'm just doing circles. You can chop it up in little pieces. This is just what I'm doing. Let me know what you're doing. And though it gets wide at the bottom, so you're going to have to chop it in like, see, look, whoops, uh-oh, it doesn't fit. Okie dokie, so, got on my thumb. I'm just going to cut them in half, cut them in smaller pieces. You know, whatever works for you, however you can get them in there. And it is a process, but, I mean, it's going to be worth it in the winter when you're going to have your food storage, because you pretty much want to grow for the year. And I'm not going to dry these. They're going to be all weird if they're all dry. So, okay, so you fill up your jar. I got the Costco white vinegar. We got the best price on this, the 4 Monks distilled white vinegar. Cooking, cleaning, canning. This is like all-purpose stuff. Okay, so then I'm just filling it up to the top. Like that. Because if you don't fill it up to the top, then like things may mold. So, okay. I'm using the really simple process, and I got a lid. Putting on the lid. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing. Now I'm just going to forget about it until the winter. Okay, so how easy was that? Rate it in the comments below. I'm happy because we got more squash. There's so much abundance in squash. Okay, so let's see what I got here. I got a new jar and another wonderfully beautiful squash. But we're just not going to eat it. We're just sick of squash. We've had so much squash and tomatoes and everything. But, you know, it's beautiful. I want to save it forever. Or at least, you know, until we don't have any squash. Then you're like, maybe some squash. So just chopping it up. Again, I'm just doing the circles. Super easy to do. Let me know what you guys do in the comments below. And there it is. I'm just putting them in the jar. Chop. Put in the jar. And again, I recommend putting everything in the jar first and then adding the vinegar second. Or else you're going to have way too much vinegar and it's going to overflow like my big jar of tomatoes did. But that's how we learn. And then you can add sugar and, you know, spices to your vinegar. But I'm a simple woman. I just want it done. So just fill it up. And I'm chopping the bigger pieces into smaller pieces. Okay. And then kind of smush it down there a little bit. There we go. And one more. Perfect. Okay, I still have a little bit left. That will just go to compost or the animals in the forest. Okay, then we got my white vinegar from Costco. Just take it to the top. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I'm making sure that I'm covering everything. Close the lid. 4 Monks, okay? You get the best price. Oh, that lid's too big. And that lid fits perfectly. You get the best price. You get 2 of those white vinegars at Costco for like $8 or something. Okay, and then you just store it in your pantry and forget about it until winter, and there's some other stuff that we got stored in there too.